has been. We've been busy having a bit of a sort out. Crumbs. I went into the loft and I have emptied it of so many boxes. When things arrive, you order online, I like to keep the boxes and packaging because I like to try and reuse what I can. And I think I developed a bit of a problem of hoarding cardboard. So there's a huge pile, loads to go to the tip. So I've come into the studio for a bit of peace and relaxation, and I'm going to be working on this painting. So this is going to become a tarot or oracle card, and what I want to do today is work on the moon and the stars and the window. So from the painting, I've since this morning put in some of these white acrylic guidelines, and I also added in the white outline to this charm here as well for the cat's collar. And I've done some more work on the candle. And the reason that I use the acrylic is because it dries really quickly and I can get a very fine point with it as well. And from this, I can then go over with an oil wash to give it the colours that I want to give it. And it's a really good way of making the detail stand out. So let's get cracking. I'll just whiz the camera round a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see that okay. So on my palette, I've mixed up my Alkyd colours. I'm just going to get some white out as well because this is, I use white in every painting. So just squeeze a bit of that out. Try not to squeeze too much, so I don't like to waste any because it's quite expensive. So then I've got my brushes out. So these are the brushes that I normally use. This sort of brush is used for general sort of colour application when you're applying quite a large area. Then this is a detail brush. It's called a script brush or a sword brush. And that is used for getting very fine lines. So that's a good brush. And then this one, this brush has got very soft bristles. See? And it's used for blending. So when you've got some colours and you just want to just gently pull the oil together so it knits together, and that gives you a nice blend. Right, so I'm going to work on the moon. So I need to mix myself up with this brush, a nice moony colour. Now, I'm not sure if I want it to be pure white. I just want just a hint of gold. So I'm just dipping in a small amount of yellow ochre and a small amount of cadmium yellow, just to take the bright whiteness off. Now, it doesn't matter if I go over the window because I can paint over that. The important point is getting the moon shape in right. There we go. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more of the yellow ochre just to make it a wee bit more golden. I needed to get into the studio today because I realised that it's been like 13 days since I've done anything creative at all, and I find I start to get a bit crotchety if I don't come and do something creative. Now I'm going to mix up some dark blue because I just want to even out the lines around there. So I'm using some linseed oil and taking some dark blue, so this is a Prussian blue, adding in some black just to get a nice dark colour, and then test that. Perhaps want a touch more blue, and then just a dip of white just to take sort of the complete and utter dark blackness of it. Okay. I'll just switch to a different brush. Add a touch of white to the colour. Blend it in. See, that stands out better now. If I bring that across to show you, twist it away from the light so it doesn't reflect the light. It's really nice and bold now. So now I'm going to work on the window frame itself. So I'm going to use this brush because this brush is a nice thin brush and it gives me some really good lines. So again, I'm mixing up a grey, a bluey grey colour, because the window frame, I want to make it look like it's made of metal. So I need a nice grey. Let's see what this one looks like. This might be a little bit blue. And I'm painting the dark sides of the window panes here. See, straight away, you can see now that I've painted that piece there, how it makes the whole window pane look 3D, because you've got a directional light source here now. We've got the moon coming through. So this side of each of the panes of the frame, the window frame, is going to be highlighted by the moon, and this side is going to be completely dark. So whilst I've got that colour, I shall paint in all of the window frame that will be in the dark part. starting to come together. It's very, very hard for me to talk and explain what I'm doing when I'm painting sort of fine detail. Maybe one day I'll be able to do that, but I have to like concentrate quite hard so I don't make a mistake. There we go, this is really starting to come together now. I was a bit worried earlier. I was putting all these guidelines and I thought, oh gosh, it doesn't look straight. So I actually got my spirit level out. Is this ruler, and it's got levels on it, and it's it really helps me to get my guidelines in place because I've got the bubbles to work on the spirit level. It's where you kind of hope that you have to hope that your floor is level and your easel is level. But rarely everything is. Oh, hi, Ewan. Thank you for your comment. I'm trying to explain what I'm doing here, but it's quite difficult to do that and concentrate on the detail. It's a bit like you have to almost hold your breath when you're painting a detail. So this is the dark side of the frame. So now I need to do this side here. You have to keep the pressure of this brush the same the whole way down the canvas, because it's the pressure that gives you the thickness of the stroke. So if you push too hard, you'll get a big fat piece, and if you don't push enough, it goes thin. So you have to keep it even. So I've gone a bit wrong there because I've pressed. But it's all fixable. So I've got this side here, that side there, and now I need to go underneath. along this bottom bit. I'll just show you again the progress that we're making so far. See, so now it looks a lot more 3D because I'm painting in the light side and the dark side of the frame. Okay, so I've done all of the upsides there. I've done all of those side-facing pieces. So now I'm going to work on the light side of each of the pieces of the frame. So I'm going to add white colour to give me a lighter grey. So I can now start to paint this side. I'm just going to check what this colour looks like. That's too dark. So I'll add loads more whites. And still need more white in that. That needs a dash of a different colour in it. It needs a bit of yellow. Because the moon's golden and it's going to give it a golden light. That's better. It's funny how just a subtle change in the hue that you use can make so much of a difference. Let me show you again where we've got to. Hopefully you can sort of see how it's starting to come together into a more 3D piece. And as we come further away from the moon, the colours will get darker because there'll be less light reaching the window frame. Now I'll add a little bit more white just to put in some highlights. Okay, so now I need to work on the middle part of the frame. Just going to put a bit of lightness just on this one here. It's better. Now I'll go back to my darker colour. Oh, hi, Chauncey Chance. I'm just looking at the comments. It's quite hard to paint and just turn the camera. Hello. It's quite hard to paint and talk and look at the comments at the same time. So I'm working on this piece here, and it's going to become. Thank you. It's going to become one of my tarot or perhaps oracle cards, and it's an oil on canvas. And I'm working today on this on the frame part, the window frame part. And I might get the chance to do the little charm as well in the time that I've got. So just going to twizzle it back round so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm mixing up a dark grey now, and I'm going to paint the middle part of the frame shortly. It's coming together a bit more now. Just need to do these down parts. That's coming a bit more together. Right, now to go down the back parts here. Doesn't matter if I paint over the caps because I can go back over again with some more oil once I've done that. Okay. Now, a little trick I like to use at this point here is I like to just move the oil paint, just blend it just so gently. And what I'm doing is I'm just blending the bits together, sort of the component parts of the frame. It just softens it up slightly. And then what I'll do once that's dry is I'll just go in and put in some edges to it so that the window looks nice and square. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So next stage is for me to work a bit more on the cat and the candle and then the book, and then there'll probably be one more layer left before it's finished. So if you can help me with a name, think of it as like a tarot card or an oracle card, then drop the comments below. Just let me know what you think would make a good name. Right, there we go. So I'm going to stop and go get some lunch now. And thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see how I get on, then please do subscribe and drop a few comments, like and share, all that sort of thing. It all helps me as an artist to grow. Okay, just looking at the comments before I go. I don't know, Chancey, I don't know how to add to talk into the stream, but if you drop any questions below, then I'll answer them a bit later on today. Right, bye for now. See you soon.